Mauro Baldi then the leader by a relaxing margin, and this is his stint to put this car on its fuel schedule. Handed over to Jean-Louis Schlesser, well out in front and with a comfortable margin of fuel. But flames from the Mercedes. Flames, that's on the turbo side, that could be a turbo going. It's certainly slowing the car down. In fact, it's coming almost to a dead halt on the track. The Mercedes, the flames have gone now. There was a brief flash of flame from the side of the Sauber Mercedes, and Mauro Baldi is coasting to a halt. Alain Ferte's gone past in the Nissan. Everybody's going past him. Mauro Baldi is coming to a standstill on the track. One Mercedes not allowed to start the race out of it, and now the second one almost incredibly, and Baldi switching from side to side there. He thinks it might have run out of fuel. Trying everything, hitting all the buttons in that cockpit. He'll be pressing everything, trying to get something to make that engine run again, but he obviously has stopped. Baldi looking round him now, trying to find some way of getting it going, but there's the new leader, Alain Ferte for Jaguar, on Jaguar's home ground, as the Mercedes coasts round. Baldi can't possibly hope to get to the pits from here with a dead engine. There's the moment that it happened. Flames through the exhaust port, possibly from the exhaust pipe, but also likely from the turbo and out through the exhaust port. There's a turbo on that side. That's the moment at which the Swiss watch clockwork reliability of Sauber Mercedes came to an end at Silverstone, and you can just see the tail end of the car tucked away out of sight there. Baldi's pulled it off the racetrack, and there's the leader. TWR Jaguar, it's Alain Ferte in the lead. Well, Ferte is going as fast as Brundle, but it was the British driver who set this up, with Jaguar in second place, ready to take the lead. And here's Martin Brundle's version of how he did it.
I decided I had to push him as hard as I could in the first part without going silly on my fuel, and I was able to do both in a hope that we could at least squeeze him in that early part and make him work harder than he'd really want to. And obviously it probably paid off. We've now got to make sure that we can run to the fuel to the end nice and reliably, and we'll be okay, but it's not all over yet.
It must be quite nice to see that the Mercedes isn't infallible and that they can have problems.
That's right. It just needed somebody to turn up and push it along a little bit harder, and you know, we can see a few cracks in the armour at last, but you know, they're still faster than us lap by lap. We've got to address that problem.
Both Nissans are now behind you in second and third. You've got about half a minute over them, so it's comfortable, but not comfortable to the end of the race, is it?
Now, remember, if you don't cross the finish line, however far you're ahead in Group C race, if you don't actually cross the finish line, you're nowhere. So you've got to make sure you don't go and run out 3 corners from home.
Alain Ferte then, the new leader after the sensational retirement of the Mercedes. There's the leaderboard after 60 laps, and the Nissans have slowed as the middle stint drivers bring them back on the fuel schedule. And losing a Mercedes puts Wallace back in the points. And a new management chip was plugged in at his pit stop, and the car seems to be coming back onto its fuel schedule as well as holding position.